Good morning, children. Have a glance at the formula related to trigonometry and inverse functions to understand objective type questions easily. Chapter 4 Inverse Trigonometric Functions. Choose the correct answers. Question number 1. The value of sine inverse cos x. When I have sine inverse, I want to write sine. Cos x can be written as sine of pi by 2 minus x. Cos x can be written as sine of pi by 2 minus x. As we cancel sine inverse and sine, we just get pi by 2 minus x. Pi by 2 minus x is third option. So the correct option is 3. Question number 4. If sine inverse x equals 2 sine inverse alpha, it has a solution. We need to find the value of alpha. We know sine inverse lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Sine inverse of x lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Taking sine inverse of x as 2 sine inverse alpha, we rewrite minus pi by 2 less than or equal to 2 sine inverse alpha less than or equal to pi by 2. Bringing 2 to the denominator. 2 is a positive quantity. Dividing by 2, my answer is unaltered. So this becomes minus pi by 4 less than or equal to sine inverse alpha less than or equal to pi by 4. So every term we divide by 2 in the inequality. Next step. Sine inverse I bring to the other side, or taking sine. As I take sine, I get sine of minus pi by 4 less than or equal to sine of sine inverse alpha less than or equal to sine of pi by 4. We know sine of minus pi by 4 is minus 1 by root 2. Sine inverse cancels, we get alpha. Sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Now this inequality, I can just use modulus and rewrite it. Minus 1 by root 2 to plus 1 by root 2 tells me mod alpha less than or equal to 1 by root 2. So the correct option is 1. Option 1, mod alpha less than or equal to 1 by root 2. Question number 5. Sine inverse of cos x equals pi by 2 minus x. The question is, this is valid for the x values we need to find out. We know sine inverse, that answer should lie between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So this we will say minus pi by 2 less than or equal to pi by 2 minus x less than or equal to pi by 2. Bringing pi by 2 to the other side, that is, let me subtract pi by 2. So we get minus pi by 2 minus pi by 2 less than or equal to pi by 2 minus x minus pi by 2 less than or equal to pi by 2 minus pi by 2. This becomes minus pi by 2 minus pi by 2, that is minus 2 pi by 2 less than or equal to pi by 2 cancels. We are left with minus x less than or equal to pi by 2 minus pi by 2 is 0. Cancelling 2. Because minus x comes, let me change the symbol. So I divide by minus 1. Whenever I divide by minus 1, inequality should reverse. Whenever we divide by minus 1, inequality reverses. So we get pi greater than or equal to x greater than or equal to 0, or I can rearrange this as 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi. So out of the 4 options, option 2 is right. So the correct option is number 2, where we get x is between 0 and pi. Question number 6. If sine inverse x plus sine inverse y plus sine inverse z equal to 3 pi by 2. We need to find x power, y power, z power. Some expression is given. We know sine inverse, the maximum value is pi by 2. So maximum value pi by 2 tells me this must be pi by 2, this must be pi by 2, this must be pi by 2 at the maximum, to yield pi by 2 plus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 as 3 pi by 2. As I write sine inverse x is pi by 2, I get x is equal to sine pi by 2, that is 1. Similarly, y is equal to 1 and z is equal to 1. Now my question is x power 2017, y power 2018, z power 2019 minus 9 by x power 101 plus y power 101 plus z power 101. X is 1, y is 1, z is 1. So 1 power any number is going to be 1 only. Minus 9 by 1 plus 1 plus 1. We get 3 minus 9 by 3. This is again 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Out of the 4 options, option number 1 gives us 0. So the correct option is option number 1. So from the given condition where total of 3 sine inverse gives us 3 pi by 2. We know maximum value of sine inverse is pi by 2. So each will be pi by 2 at the maximum. So as I compare, x becomes 1, y becomes 1 and z becomes 1. 1 power any number we get 1. So all these terms reduce to 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus 9 by 1 plus 1 plus 1. That again gives rise to 3 minus 3, which is 0. Option 1 is the right choice. Question number 8. The domain of the function defined by f of x equals sine inverse root of x minus 1. How to get domain? We know domain of sine inverse x is minus 1 to 1. Therefore, this function root of x minus 1 should lie between 0 and 1. As it is square root, we take from 0 to 1. Squaring on both the sides, we get 0 less than or equal to x minus 1 less than or equal to 1. Because x minus 1 ought to be greater than or equal to 0. Remember, it is inside the square root. It has to be positive. Now, adding 1 in all the terms, I get 0 plus 1 less than or equal to x minus 1 plus 1 less than or equal to 1 plus 1. Or I get 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2. That is x belonging to the interval 1, 2. It must be the closed interval as we have equal symbol. So my answer is closed interval 1 to 2. Question number 11. If the function f of x equals sine inverse x square minus 3, then x belongs to, we are given 4 type of intervals. Again we know sine inverse, the domain is minus 1 to plus 1. So we say minus 1 less than or equal to x square minus 3 less than or equal to 1. Taking minus 3 to the other side, or I will say adding 3. So everywhere I add 3, I get minus 1 plus 3, 2, less than or equal to x square less than or equal to 1 plus 3 is 4. I want x. So modulus of x, when I take square root, I will write modulus of x. Here I have root 2, here I have 2. Whenever we find square root, remember for x square, you must write mod x. 2 square root is root 2, 4 square root is 2. As we take square root, we arrive at modulus symbol. What do we mean by modulus symbol? Minus root 2 minus 2 we have marked, plus root 2 plus 2 we have marked. So this implies x is belonging to either this interval or this interval. So we write minus 2 minus root 2, or that is union symbol root 2 to 2. So which option we say? Option 3 gives us the correct answer. Question number 13. Sine inverse tan pi by 4. Tan pi by 4 value 1 minus sine inverse root of 3 by x equals pi by 6. We need to find x, the root of which equation? We know sine inverse 1 is pi by 2 minus sine inverse root of 3 by x is pi by 6. Bring pi by 6 to the left and sine inverse to the right. Pi by 2 minus pi by 6 is sine inverse root of 3 by x. What is pi by 2 minus pi by 6? It is pi by 3. Pi by 3 equals sine inverse root of 3 by x. Bringing sine to the left, sine pi by 3 equals root of 3 by x. And we know sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Here I split it root 3 by root x. As I compare, I get root x as 2 or x is equal to 4. Check which equation 4 is the root. The very first equation, x square minus x minus 6, 0. This gives me, it is x minus 3, x plus 2, 0. So this is not an answer. Second one, x square minus x minus 12, 0. As I factorize, x minus 4, x plus 3, 0. So here I get x minus 4. So this answer suits here. So this is right. So which option we say? Option 2. The right choice is x square minus x minus 12 equal to 0. Question number 20. Sine of tan inverse x. We need to find sine of tan inverse x. Call the tan inverse x as some alpha. So what is alpha? That is tan inverse x. Bringing tan inverse to the left, we get tan alpha is x. My question is sine alpha is what? So if I know tan alpha, remember I can draw the triangle where I mark the angle alpha. Tan alpha is nothing but opposite by adjacent. No number in the denominator tells me it is 1. So in a right angle triangle, opposite I mark x, adjacent I mark 1. So what is the hypotenuse? It is root of 1 plus x square. 1 square plus x square. Having known the opposite, adjacent and hypotenuse, my question is what is sine alpha? We know the formula, it is opposite by hypotenuse. So sine alpha is, opposite is x, hypotenuse is 1 plus x square, the whole square root. So my question is sine of tan inverse x. Tan inverse x I have taken as alpha. So what is sine alpha? We have arrived at x by root of 1 plus x square. So option 4 is correct, where we have x by root of 1 plus x square. it is good to learn about period of trigonometric functions, even functions, odd functions, the four quadrants, which ratio positive way, and minus theta. The domain of sine, cos, tan, secant, cosecant, and the domain of inverse functions. Also, the range of trigonometric functions and the range of inverse trigonometric functions. Also, sinusoidal function, which is y equals d plus a cos bt minus c. We should learn to find amplitude, the central line, the period, and the time when it repeats. And we ought to know where the functions are continuous and discontinuous. Also, sine inverse to cosecant inverse, the values when they are positive and when they are negative. As we are thorough with these simple ideas, we will be able to attend any objective type questions that turn out in exam.